All right, live from the Rendon on dronebox.com.
Cool.
I'm here with Man One.
For sure.
Thank you, sir, for
Thank
taking
you.
a minute.
Yeah,
I won't take too much of your time.
it's all good.
Like I was telling you, I had noticed you've been to Dronebox,
Yeah.
but we were trying to get you on the Eskwilax Hour a while
Okay.
back. But we're here right now on the Rendon.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I would see some of your work on the streets
Mhm.
or just like anywhere in the LA.
Yeah.
And books and magazines. When I was growing up, you were one of my inspirations.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, because I do a lot of bright colors. And
Yeah.
I try to do some of it, but, you can tell I did a little,
Right.
some of this. But
Yeah.
yeah, good to finally meet you, man. And,
Likewise. Likewise. Glad to be here.
You want to tell us a little bit about your room?
Yeah.
Is that the correct one?
Yeah, that's the right room.
All right, cool,
That's the right
cool.
room.
You got to make sure.
Yeah. So when I got invited to do this this exhibition here at Hidden Rooms with the Rendon, they told me that I had a room to myself to do whatever I wanted, and I just thought it was a little ironic that we're in a hotel that houses people with running water, with electricity, with a nice roof over your head, yet there's homeless people all over the street right here.
Yeah.
And they're going to house my art. Not even me, they're going to house my art. I just found it kind of ironic. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to do like a residency,
Yeah.
So I told the curators, I'm going to do an art performance, because I'm thinking, like, if I can do something that affects people more than just me painting a wall,
yeah,
like
yeah.
whatever. I don't need another wall to paint. I don't need another place to put my art. So the idea came to me, like, you know what? Let me do this thing where I called one of my friends who's an activist in the Skid Row, and I asked him if he knew any homeless artists.
Okay.
And so he introduced me to this dude named Shows Art. Shows Art. And so I met this guy downtown, right outside his tent on 5th and Central, and I saw his work, and he was good. I said, you know what? I want to do this concept where I give you my room, and you just do whatever you do. Whatever. Like, I'll support you in whatever you want to do. So that kind of became my performance, was that I was his assistant. I made his vision happen. And so if you look at the room, half of it is split up like Skid Row, which is like his reality right now. And then the other half of the room is like a contemporary art gallery. And that's where he wants to be in the future. That's what he's trying to achieve.
He's like manifesting it.
Exactly, totally. And so I said, let's do it. And I helped him make the room happen, whatever. And then all week long, he's been painting those red and those strong red background portraits that he was been working on all week. He just did them there because it was like his live workspace. Like it was a studio for a week. And then since the opening, he's been doing live painting on these black panels. So everything he created just for the show, and he's been getting a really good response. People
And
really,
is he
really
here
digging it.
today, or?
And he's here today, and I think I interviewed him earlier, but
Okay, that's probably,
yeah, so he was already here. I was upstairs and he was downstairs, but anyways, yeah, man. So he's just a dope artist, and I just wanted to give him the spotlight and let him flex his art and really get connected with the whole art world that maybe would look the other way when they saw his work, So that's been the whole idea, and it's working. People dig his work. He's a charismatic guy. He's a funky dude and talented guy. So I'm really happy that we made it work.
Well, I mean, that's really nice of you to do that for somebody.
Yeah.
And especially like you said, you can have somebody like, you're walking by. I've seen it all the time.
Yeah.
In downtown LA, you see these people. They're all like, they're shooting up.
Yeah.
And there's just people walking by them like they don't even exist.
Exactly. They're invisible.
And now it's like, you see the rates going up.
Yeah.
And more up. And I have a little business in Boyle Heights. So
Right.
you've seen it, and you hear it more from the community over there.
Sure.
How they're seeing more and more new faces, more and more new tents,
Right.
and not enough help,
Right.
enough help out there.
Right.
And it's great to see somebody like yourself using this opportunity
Right.
to get somebody else. Like I saw him in there,
Yeah.
but I didn't know whose room it was because it was like half done.
Right.
So I was like, all right, this room is dope. Like I like
Yeah.
the Easy E.
Right.
I think that's
Yeah, so he calls that piece. He calls that piece Easy Douglas.
Yeah,
so it's Frederick Douglass with Eazy-E's hat, and then Malcolm Shakur, Malcolm X's head on Tupac's body. So yeah, he's got this whole mashup going on.
Do you know if he's a self-taught artist and all that, or?
Yeah, he's a self-taught artist. He used to mess around with the spray cans. He said back in the day, but then he gave it up in high school for the brushes because he wanted to be taken more seriously. But yeah, he's self-taught, but he's sometimes artists just need a space, and like you know how hard it can be just to create art, on the streets.
Getting supplies.
Yeah, getting supplies and all that. Like most of the stuff he does it on found materials. So when I gave him these canvases, he was like, "Oh man, these are like real canvases." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, you gotta use the real shit."
That's really nice of you, man. You gotta,
thank you.
Whoever is watching this man one, dope. Like,
thank you.
Not anybody would just do that. Like you said, I mean, their drone box was like, "Oh, we have a wall that you can paint." And I came through and I threw mine. I'm gonna throw my name on there because I haven't done it in years.
Of course.
And I actually invited my other homie. He's always he writes life full of bumps. And I gave him a little piece, and he did his thing. I told him, like my painting days and writing days have been over years ago.
Right.
I'm into like doing business now, so
yeah.
You can have this piece and let it not be of just myself.
Sure.
But what you did yourself, you gave him the whole room. That's
I mean, to me, it was like people kept talking about this is going to be an event for the community, and so I wanted to really make sure it was
the whole community.
Yeah, invite everybody in the community, even the people that are marginalized and thrown off to the side. And I mean, I was here when I started writing in 1987. We used to come paint down here. 7th and Santa Fe, there was a yard right here. We used to paint, and there was fools shooting up, and there was prostitutes, and there was like, it was a crazy area right here. And now I can't afford to live here. You know what I'm saying? And
I've heard that tale many times.
And so it's just crazy to see how this area has become so gentrified, and it keeps happening. And a thing like this, it's an opportunity to like make a statement and to let people know, like, yeah, it's cool that we're all painting and we're all artists and whatever, but there's real people in this community. There's real people that are being affected and displaced, and I just want to make that statement, So I'm glad people are digging the room and enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, I get it because, like I said, I'm on the other side. I don't live there.
Yeah.
But people think I do because I spend so much time there. Yeah. And I get to know a lot of the community. Like the mom and pop shops, the lady that lives around the corner who has a little kid.
Yeah.
That you're watching them grow. For 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Sure.
And yeah, they do notice that the homelessness is slowly going more and more east.
Right.
Pushed east instead of actually getting help for the people instead of pushing them.
Well, the problem is that there's no help. The help is not there. It's the infrastructure is just not working, and so sometimes you got to take it upon yourself, to help. And to me, I've done other stuff with homeless artists, and to me, it's a one-on-one thing. Like I can't save everybody. I don't have the funds or the backing to help out a whole community, but I can help out one person. And if each of us helped out one person, we could take care of this problem. But it's a big issue, and I just wanted to kind of spotlight the talent out there and just the whole idea.
No, I mean your room is I could say now that it's like the best just because of the whole. I didn't know that was the story behind the room.
Right.
I did, like I said, I went inside. I saw an artist making art. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
This dude's making I saw the what do you call it? I guess his current situation. What do you said?
Yeah, like the Skid Row side.
Whoa,
Yeah.
like this must be somebody that knows what's really going on in this area.
Yeah.
It has been going on for a
right.
bit.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, it was a little bit of like sometimes you don't want to explain the whole thing to people. Let them experience it and feel it. And that's what's been going on. People have really come in and like, oh, well, I get it. I feel it, So I'm really glad that people understand what's going on.
And right now, do you work with other organizations or is it just you?
I do a lot of things. I work with different nonprofits, but for the most part, I have a studio in Lincoln Heights, and I do my work there. But, I'm still doing murals and private commissions and whatever, So I'm always working with kids or or I just put out my first children's book. I illustrated my first children's book, Chef Roy Choi and the Street Food Remix, and it's getting like awards like all over the country. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm dabbling in different things, you know, like I never just do one thing. So I like to do murals, I like to do commission work, canvases. I'm working on a few commercials. Everywhere, just a little bit of everything.
It's like in the graph game, you get up everywhere.
Yeah, you know, it's like I get bored doing the same thing over and over. So wherever I can fit in, you know, or wherever I can make a statement, I'll do it, you know.
Dope, man. What else? What do you have any advice for anybody that's doing graph right now, and like what's the next step that they'll be able to use it?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things about graph right now is that a lot of the people aren't going through the foundations of graph. Like we were just talking about that upstairs. Someone was asking me like, "Hey, how come I don't see people really using their sketchbooks anymore?" Most of these high school kids they're not even drawing anymore. They're just writing on the walls. And back when I grew up, like getting into graph, you know, you had to learn how to draw before you could even get on the wall, you know. So something about the foundations, it always helps if you're working on those things. And it sounds kind of cliche, but you know, if you got to go back to basics and start, your foundation's got to be strong before you try to do crazy stuff on the streets. You know, people are just trying to do, you know,
what they see online.
Yeah, it's such a Instagram game right now that I think is diluting the real culture out there. But at the same time, I understand technology. I understand things change. So I'm not trying to say let's go back to the old school, because that ain't gonna happen. But you know, people who want to take it to the next level, the Instagram is the new gallery. So when you project yourself online, when you project yourself on Instagram or whatever, do it in a way that promotes you right. You know, promote yourself, not just like, oh, look what I did, but like, hey, this is what I could do. You know, contact me, be professional. You know, like
right.
A lot of people are trying to just be real hood or whatever, and it's like, that's cool, but how are you gonna make a living doing that? I don't know. I mean, I've been making a living doing this since 1994, full time as an artist.
Whoa.
And this is all I've done. So it's not easy, but it's a big hustle. But it's like my dream, my passion, and I just keep doing it.
There you go, guys. You guys heard it from the man himself. And do you have any shout-outs before we cut to the next segment?
Yeah, well, I just want to say definitely a shout-out to Shows Art. You know, he's the one who made it happen. So thanks for coming through and accepting my invitation to do this. Obviously, shout out to Cindy Schwartzstein from Cartwheel Art for curating and inviting me. And, you know, Africa 47's been cool, and everybody at Art at the Rendon. And then Crew Studio, which was a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, we're doing it. So just, you know, shout out to everybody in L.A., you know.
All right, man. Thank you very much for taking a few minutes out of your
For
time.
sure. Absolutely.
I know there's... I don't know if you went and saw all the rooms already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But, yeah, we won't be
Good
taking
times.
more of your time. And
right.
take your mic.
All right, bro.
Thank you. And we'll be back, guys, live from the Rendon, dronebox.com.